Recording live from somewhere, it's the Tissue and the Tape podcast featuring Davis backwards and Who State Your Name Gangsta.
Philmatic 365, aka The Process is Trusted. What's good, my brother?
Oh man, you already know, man. We recently just celebrated our 4th anniversary of the show. So it's only right that we keep things going so that we can have another 4
years.
4 more years of this and and beyond. But on a serious note, we want to, of course, always give a shout out to all our listeners, everybody that follows us, everybody that shares, comments, rates, subscribes to everything that we're doing, as well as follows the individuals that we talk to and the ones that we're looking to speak to as well. But we actually have someone that might be breaking a Tissue and the Tape record tonight. Tell them what record is actually being broken, man.
Yeah, man. The most appearances. We also might have the most number of guests in one episode.
Exactly.
But before we get to that, I just gotta give a shout out to a lot of listeners, especially the whole squad in Australia. Big up to y'all. Shout out to Adelaide. Shout out to my Thor countries. And of course, I still love it in Germany. Thank you for everything. But tonight though, fresh off the 4th anniversary, got a call from the homie. It was like, "Yo, I got something I gotta say," and I want the squad with me. Say no more. Let's get it. So, RJ Payne, vibe.
Yeah.
Murder in less than 60 seconds, vibe.
Yeah, now he's someone that our listeners should be familiar with at this point, just based off of what we've been able to share, what we've been able to, just allow people to know about, based off of, some exclusive information he's given us in the past couple episodes that came to fruition. These are some of the things that we saw manifest since the first time that we really spoke to him. Everything that he said so far has really come true. So it's amazing just to be able to get the team on. So, without any further ado, Philmatic, introduce the crew.
Oh, no doubt, man. He got the squad with him tonight, man. We got manager extraordinaire all the way from the best city in the whole wide world. We got Chrissy Mac in the building. We got producer extraordinaire, 1/3 of the pro now. We got PA Dre in the building.
Peace.
Yeah, you heard some of his fire on past episodes. In fact, on our King Shams episode, my intro was produced by PA Dre. The welcome back joint that you've heard throughout the last RJ Payne episode, all the beats were his. So he got that fire. But
appreciate that, my brother.
But ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 187, and how fitting is that? This is murder in less than 60 minutes. You know what I mean?
That's right. But yeah, we also definitely want to just open up the floor, but of course give RJ, just talk to the people just real quick, man. We've had a lot of people reach out to us and kind of thank us for having you on, and you're breaking a record, being as though this is your 3rd time being on here. You're bringing the crew. Just talk a little bit about that, man. In terms of just returning the Tissue and the Tape.
Man, first of all, I appreciate y'all. I always tell y'all that. I know y'all probably get tired of hearing it, but I appreciate the outlet. First of all, man. Y'all do a dope job, man. Like, I watch a lot of podcasts, I listen to a lot of joints, but y'all got like the most thorough and real. It's like a super hip hop vibe, but it don't seem like y'all got no ulterior motives. Like, y'all don't got no picks. Y'all not working with certain artists. It's like it's just 100 conversation. So I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Thank you, man.
Other than that, man, I just thought it was time, man, to showcase the people that helped me get to the platform that I'm on now. I figure it's always easy to big yourself up and talk about how great you are, but none of that don't matter if the team ain't strong, and the team is definitely strong. So I just really want to have a outlet so they can kind of speak, and you can kind of hear from their side of how we did what we doing.
No doubt. Well, we're going to do our best to make sure that we showcase that and highlight that. And of course, we're gentlemen here. Like we're hip hoppers, we're hip hop heads. We're gentlemen first, Philmatic.
Always.
Anytime we got a lady in our presence, man, we got to give her love and just make sure she's comfortable. You all right over there, Chrissy Mac?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, just making sure now.
Later on my jacket so you can walk over a puddle.
Yeah,
You know what
I mean? We got to make sure everything's all right now. If you're not right, then we not right. In terms of this. So let's get to know you first, because like I said, our listeners have gotten to hear PA Dre's beats. They've heard RJ Payne in the last couple episodes, but you're the kind of the person behind the scenes. Just talk to us a little bit. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Yeah, all my work is behind the scenes. You don't really see me too much. I handle the business side of things, marketing, networking, the PR work. You know what I'm saying? I've been working in the music industry for a very long time, since I was like 16.
Okay.
So that's probably like 24 years.
Okay.
So I have a lot of contacts. I know a lot of people. I'm affiliated with Duckdale Records, and I use those connects and networking to get the music out there, basically, to make sure, you know what I'm saying, everything is right on the business end, and to get the music to the people. That's my job. You know what I'm saying? All my followers is now RJ followers. You know what I'm saying? That's my job. You know what I'm saying? Direct them to the music.
No doubt. Now, how did y'all connect? Because that's I'm curious about that. How did that happen?
He had sent me some music. But actually, my homie was like, "Yo, this boy, you need to check out this boy RJ." I was like, "All right." You know what I'm saying? And then like every single day he kept commenting on my page, "Did you check out the boy RJ? Did you check out the boy RJ?" And I'm like, "Yo, where's the urgency with this boy RJ?" I'm like, "All right, let me check him out." So I started following him, and he sent me some music. And I guess he seen I was affiliated with Duck Down, and he reached out and asked me to be on the Ghost of Sean Price mixtape. So I did the drop for that, and then we started talking. You know what I'm saying? He asked me what I did in music. I told him my background, and it was just a good fit. We clicked.
Nice. Now, RJ, this is your chance to corroborate that story. Is that exactly how it is?
That's 100% a lie, sir. It's not true at all. No, it's really like she said though, man. It was really the same thing. But before all of that, it's funny how I kept saying for probably like a year prior to us coming in contact with Chrissy, like, yo, we got to get a female involved, because I'm like, I had men involved in my career with the music since day one, and it was like, that's cool. Was that anything cool?
Oh yeah.
Orlando just joined in.
Yo, what up, everybody? Yo, what up?
What's going on? Oh,
what up? What's good?
All right, what was we, fellas?
No, you were just saying you wanted to get a lady involved.
Yeah, that's all. I was like, we got to get a lady involved, you know what I mean? Just to see what that's like, because I always heard it's a lot of females behind the biggest business, in the industry. So it was only right, when I seen how she was working. So, I kind of felt the out first. It's a million females that say they do whatever in hip hop, and they really don't do nothing but kind of just be around. But I seen Shorty had a lot of respect from dudes that I knew, and it wasn't on the tip like it's anything other than hip hop. They was like, bro, she be on her job and she don't be giving out her number. She don't do nothing. A super hip hop head. So I was like, all right, cool. And then we, as like she said, once we linked up, I would just give her little jobs to do, and she would do it, and just kept working. The next thing you know, man, everybody from Lord Jamar to Lord Tariq was like, yo, Chrissy Mac is doing a great job. And I'm to the point I had to look at it and be like, you know what? Let me give her some more work to do. And that's when we just kind of really got the business going.
Nice.
All right, now Phil, you said that we had the record for people on the line. We actually had another member join. Please introduce to the people who we have here too.
Yeah, we have 1/3 of the pro now. We got producer, writer, musician. We got Orlando Benson in the building. What's going on, brother?
Yo, what's good, bro? How you?
We good, man. We just happy to have you on, man. We just building with the squad. This episode 187 of the Tissue and the Tape podcast, and that's a perfect segue because we were gonna get into the music that really is like, even before I heard Payne, I heard the music, and I was like, okay, this is something that I have to listen to, and then once I heard the bars, it was a wrap. So you gentlemen, the Pronoun, I from what I understand, that's a 3-man collective. Am I right in saying that?
Yes, sir. You're right.
All right. So tell us a little bit about like how you guys linked and how you ended up connecting with Payne and EIMG.
Dre, you want to take this one?
Now you're asking you, cuz I'm gonna get to it when it's my time.
Either one. Y'all a team. So whoever wanna take
spotlight on you. The spotlight on you, Orlando. You gotta talk your talk, brother.
Well, yeah. Well, like I got hooked up with Payne through my cousin PA Dre, and like we've been making music for years, like over like 15 years. So he kind of brought me on board. He had this idea for this production team called the Pronoun. So he brought me on board. He brought Josh on board, and like the first project that we worked on was the Prodigy joint. We did like a dedication to Prodigy after Prodigy passed away. So that was the first project we worked on as a collective. And after that, like the group formed. We did like 3 more projects for Payne. And that's kind of how the whole group came together.
Nice. So you said 15 years you've been doing music. Is that just producing? Is that writing, MCing, singing?
Well, I started off as a rapper, man, but I'm kind of retired now. But
ain't he nice? Yo, he nice. He nice.
But yeah, I kind of retired from rapping, man. Like, and I just started producing like maybe 5 years ago.
Okay.
And then I started like songwriting and like ghostwriting too. So yeah, like when I say 15 years, mostly it was rapping, and then the producing came later.
Okay, so talk about the Pronoun. Like, what does that exactly mean? Like, we obviously know what the functional definition of it, but to y'all, what does that mean when people hear that, you know, as the name of your collective? What should they gather from it?
Okay, you mind if I take that, cuz?
You got it.
All right. As far as the Pronoun, I actually came up with that, and you know, a very important person, place, a thing. You know what I'm saying? So that speaks in itself, and I'm saying as a collective, you know, just an important movement, something that, you know, to help with the culture. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I was inspired by that. Was from the Soul Council.
Okay.
Knife Wonder and the Soul Council. That's what really inspired me to create the Pronoun.
Shout out to the homie Crisis.
Yeah, ill. But yeah, that's what inspired me to create the Pronoun, more or less. Is like, I noticed it's like you know, you have rap groups, Wu-Tang and, you know, Boot Camp Clique and like ASAP. You have big collaborative groups of like rappers, but you seldomly see producers do that. You know? And my whole thing was always like, producers should move like rappers. You know, that's I mean, I always felt that way. Producers should move. That's why most of the time you never know who producers are, because they do the music and then that's that.
Yeah.
You know, and so I mean, I just feel as though producers moving like rappers, meaning showing unity towards each other, giving advice to each other. If I learn something, teach this person. If I can help you, it's kind of like, for example, when rappers do features with each other. Ultimately, they're helping each other in a way. You know what I'm saying? It's cross networking, things like that. So it's like bringing a circle together of very, very talented producers and like a Voltron, see what we can create. You know.
And there's a history of that working. You know, you think about like the Hitmen, Justice League. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there is some
1500 or nothing.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, correct. I like that. I like that a lot. That's a good mentality. You know, that you guys are onto something with that, and it's pretty dope to see.
And that's where that's. But how it really began though, I have to correct my cousin about something real quick. He said the first one was the Prodigy Project. That's not correct. Actually, the first one was the Big L Project. That's how the idea kind of came about. Was off the Big L, but as the pronoun wasn't formed yet. But at the time, me and Payne was working on the Big L Project, which there's a funny story about how that even came about. But we was working on the the Big L Project, and we was almost done with it. And it was a lot going on with it, and I wanted to bring in some producers that I really believed in to help me produce at least one track on it. And one of them happened to be my.
And you said no.
Yeah, I was like, nah, bro, because I said, yeah, tell them how I told you, no, I don't be feeling nobody knew.
Oh yeah, definitely. Listen, he's a hard one to wrestle with, to try to convince about something. So it's like you have to show and prove in order for him not really say to consider it, more or less. And I understand you're supposed to be like that about your craft and about everything that's going on around you, So that's pretty much how that came about. Is I was producing that project for Payne, and we all did a collaborative for one beat on that project, and I don't know, I liked it, and I was like, well, maybe this might be able to turn into something else, like as far as on a production team or something like that. So that was the.
Keep in mind, y'all, he didn't even tell me. He was just feeding me beats, and then after I recorded on it, he was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I ain't make that joint." I'm like,
that's how you do it, man. You just
50 Cent. I heard 50 Cent when he was working on, I forgot which one of his albums, but I heard his A&R used to just bring him beat CDs, and he used to tell the A&R to make sure the producers don't put their tag on it or nothing. He don't want to know who made it. He just want to be able to like it naturally for what it is, not for who made it.
That's a good mentality to have.
Yeah, so sometimes just thinking outside the box as far as how you present a track, take that route.
Now you said it was a funny story behind the whole Big L project. Well, first explain for our listeners that may not be familiar with what the Big L project actually was and what it is.
Well, it was actually a tribute project to Big L, where what we did was we took some of Big L's songs, and what we did was recreated the beats and paid homage to him. And what we had with that particular project, we would have Payne's version of that song, and then after that, we would have the original version, the Big L version, for the new people who might not know who Big L is, but they might know who Payne is, so they can really understand what's going on. So that's pretty much what that project was. And Kid Capri joined in on that too, which took it somewhere else. We had no idea that was going to happen at all.
Right.
That's cool.
Right. And it all started off of a picture. Like people just kept saying, "Yo, you look like Big L," and I used to be like, "Yeah, all right, cool." And then one day, I seen it like somebody had put like a collage of pictures together with mine and his, and I seen it, and I showed it to Dre. And Dre, he kind of laughed it off, like, "Oh, okay." So I'm thinking it was just something funny. Next thing I know, this dude sent me a mock-up cover of the Ghost of Big L CD, and I'm like, "What is this?" He's like, "Yo, don't worry about it. I'm gonna send you a beat." And then he sent me, I don't remember what the first joint was, but I remember that just sparked everything. He made the cover, and it was like obvious that we look alike. I rapped on the first beat, and that was it.
Actually, can I correct something real quick?
Yeah, please do.
All right, what happened was he right. The only thing is, when I sent it to him, I seen the picture on Instagram when he showed it to me that day, and people was talking about how much him and Big L resembled each other. And so when I seen it, it's like I had a light bulb that just went off. Like, oh shit, I know what I'm about to do. So, and I'm like, I'm not even going to tell him because I know if I tell him, it might not work out the way I want it to. I have to show him exactly what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? So,
Gotcha.
So when I seen it, I had the idea, and I'm like, okay, well, when I present this to him, I want to present the full idea to him so he can understand. If there's any changes that need to be made, we can make that later. But I wanted him to understand the full idea. So when I seen it, I went and made up a cover for it. I made all the beats. I remade all the beats for it in one day. One day, I reproduced the whole project one day. So
yo, that's crazy.
So then I sent him the email. It was the cover in the track list with all the beats, and he was just like, "Oh, this what we doing." You know, so when I sent it to him, my fingers crossed, like, yo, please let him see this vision. Like, this would be so ill. And it worked. You know, when he seen it, it worked. He was like, all right, but so after he seen it, listened to the tracks, and we talked about the idea. He had some ideas as far as some different tracks that he would have rather use. So the original version I did produce in one day, but then I went back and recreated a few other ones that he personally chose.
Gotcha. Now, Chrissy,
that was the start of that.
Now, Chrissy, were you working with Payne at this time, or had you guys got together yet?
No, we had connected around the time of right before the Ghost of Sean Price drop.
Gotcha. Okay, so what was this? Was that your first introduction to Payne as far as his music?
I had heard his mixtapes when he dropped the Prodigy one. Okay.
Yeah. Yo, and that you don't get enough props for those too, because that's first of all, Big L, Sean Price, Prodigy, Big Pun. You know, you talking about four of the best to ever do it. You know,
right. Correct.
And correct. To that's and it has to be stated that you got cosigns from all the people close to them.
Right.
Yeah.
Doing these mixtapes.
Yeah, we didn't just like, and Kid Capri, we got to give him a lot of credit with that because we was ready to go with the Big L joint, but Kid Capri, after he gave us the vocals and hosted it, he was just like, yo, just do me one favor. Y'all don't make no moves until I talk to Big L brother and his family. I want to make sure y'all get the blessing before y'all do anything. And we made sure after that project, we reached out to somebody from the family of everybody that we did a project for.
Correct.
Yeah. That's major because you see a lot of these quote unquote tribute songs, and it sometimes it make me feel some type of way. So I know the people close to them have to feel some type of way about some of the joints that I hear.
Right.
And I've even heard some of the artists who haven't passed away where an artist is making a tribute song, and they be like, you know, certain songs you should probably just leave alone unless they give you that blessing. But that's neither here nor there. What you did, taking and doing tributes for four of those the top MCs that ever do it, and making those songs your own has to be commended. And then the flips on the beats, this is how, like, me and Vi was like, yeah, we gotta talk to this dude, man. We gotta make this happen. And I was like, yo, you hear this? And he was like, yeah. He's like, yeah. So when we reached out, it was just one of them things. And like the fact that you got right back with us, I think from the time that we talked to the time we recorded the first episode, it was like 4 or 5 days. Right. Like, so I mean, everything, it just was like natural. So that brings us to 2018, man. So much is going on with you guys. I need to know what's going on right now because yesterday I heard something, and I know smoke when I see it, and it felt a little cloudy in the I mean, it felt a little feathers got, you know, little somebody got under your skin a little bit. I mean,
you talking about the freestyle?
Yeah, I'm talking about the freestyle. Like, I mean, we here. You can, hey man.
I mean, you know, that's how we can just keep it as honest as possible. Like when we put out the Murder Less Than 60 Seconds Volume 2, Dre did the intro, and on the intro, he kind of took it back to the Wu-Tang album. You know, you remember when how Ghostface and them was talking about how they was biting their albums. And
Shark
people
niggas.
was trying to, right. And Dre kind of recreated that same energy because, you know, since we did what we did, it's been a lot of people that we personally know that like won't hit the like button, they won't comment, but they'll go and copy the same move. They'll go sit in the car, spit the same way. And it, you know, for a while it was cool. You know, they say, what do they say? When people copy off you, it's supposed to be flattering. So, you know, it was flattering at first. But then after a while, it just get blatant and you know, it get irritating. So, you know, at first, like Dre would tell you, I'll be ready to just go on 100 and just start airing everybody out. But
word,
you know, I gotta keep remembering, you know, we're doing business now, you know, we are watched by a lot of people. So I gotta move in a certain way. So rather than me go in the wrong direction, I figured I'm gonna take it in this direction. Me and Dre actually talked about it earlier. We're gonna kind of retire Murder in Less Than 60 Seconds, so to speak. Like we're gonna keep that going. We're gonna always be spitting bars and all that, but we're gonna do it in a different way. We're gonna have a whole new name. The whole nine, because we're basically getting blatantly bitten, and it's by people that we know. So it's like before I go back into battle mode and start calling out names and just getting off track, I said, you know what? Since they playing Follow the Leader, we're gonna give them something new to follow. So y'all gonna be seeing that next week.
Don't let them fuck with your paper.
Now, one thing we want to let everybody know: how can they get the T-shirts before we switch gears and we get off to another thing? These things are about to be special editions. So how can they get the T-shirts? Tell them how they can get the Murdered in less than 60 second T-shirts right now, because it seems like it's going to be a limited edition soon.
Right. It's definitely going to be. Actually, everything will be available. Like there's going to be links all over my website. So May 7th, when we drop the new project 777, it will be on RJPayne.com. So like you'll see the links to the merch, everything. Like I could give you ideas of where it could be at, but I'd rather May 7th you can just go to the site and see everything in full.
Okay.
Yeah, so you heard it, May 7th. By the time you're hearing this, they may already be sold out. So
that's a good thing.
Yeah, no, that's a good thing for the team. So yeah, place your orders. So retire and murder. So man, I all right. So you said you're not gonna stop the freestyle because I got accustomed to them, man. I mean,
right.
I'll be looking around like if you don't do one in a couple of days, I know people start asking me, so I know they be bothering the shit out of you. I'm like, yo,
no, they do, man. But it's we're finding out the hard way. My team can pretty much say the same thing or vouch for what I'm saying. Like everything is moving so fast. It's to a point now that we have to start showing and proving that we're capable of doing more than just being the dude that can freestyle in the car.
No doubt.
So it's like we're just really trying to take steps to not get away from it, but to show that we're capable of a lot more. But at the same time, we still want to give y'all something. But I don't want to give y'all something that you're able to get from every rapper that feel like they want to do a murder in less than 60 seconds. So we're giving y'all one video.
Should be corny too.
Yeah, it's super corny.
Should be like corny, man. It's like now all of a sudden. It's like now all of a sudden everybody got a something in 60 seconds or less than 60. Like, yo, that shit is corny to me, man.
Yeah, like it didn't exist. Like you can go, people forget hashtags are there for a reason. You can go research and see
we know
how long this hashtag been active. And if you do the homework and you go look, dog, there's people out there actually rapping in cars using the hashtag murder in less than 60 seconds. Like they might think it's cool. It's not cool though, man.
Hey man,
listen,
we know we've definitely seen it.
Right.
It's crazy.
But listen though,
it's a copycat league though.
Like I mean, they should at least be trying to pay homage. These motherfuckers, they get on there and do that shit, won't even say where they got it from, man.
Word.
Yeah.
Right,
you know?
Right. And but the positive side, I learned to look at it like a business. Like, okay, we turned murder in less than 60 seconds from something that was just cool to do on my IG to something that got national attention to something that turned into merch that actually started selling. So Now it's just like I'm starting to get it in my head. We can keep doing that. Like we don't have to stop there. Murder in Less Than 60 Seconds was just the intro. And just like in business, people sell their business and they start another business.
Correct.
So it's like, okay, y'all got that. We made what we made. Now let's see y'all copy what we're about to start next Friday.
Yeah, correct. We got something very, very special coming for next Friday. Trust me. Y'all might even enjoy this a little bit more than what y'all been enjoying.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Gonna be much. You know, Murder in Less Than 60 Seconds was random and it was just depending on my mood and the beats. This is gonna be specifically for y'all every Friday.
Yo, that was some of the best randomness though. Like I have to say, like, because like when you hear, like, it got to the point. I told you this last time we talked, where like anything that was less than 60 seconds, you know, we were walking around this joint, Payne. Like
microwave.
Put something in the microwave, like stop it on 50, not Payne. Like so I mean, it just became like an everyday thing, man. Like to, you know, it's just so I
got a question. Yo, how many different vehicles have you recorded in?
Yo, you know what's crazy? I've tried it in different vehicles. I've tried it with different people. It never works. Like it's only, I guess it works the way it's supposed to work. Shout out to my engineer and my like one of my brothers, my man Tizo. Like any music you hear recorded from me, this guy records it. Any Murder in Less Than 60 Seconds you've seen, this guy shoots it. And like I said, I've tried it with numerous people, different vehicles. Yeah. It's not the same thing.
Wow.
Like it really just works with him.
Wow, that's dope.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, let me ask you guys, like, how does your recording process work? Is it a chicken and the egg process? Do you get the beats and then Payne write, or do you write stuff and then you go listen to beats that the Pronoun create? Give us a little bit of
you know, I'll let Dre speak his half, but for me, he's probably gonna tell you the same thing. The illest part is like the Murder in Less Than 60 Seconds. The day that you see those, I just wrote it and I just memorized it. So anytime you hear a song that P.A. Dre produced, 90% of the time, the day that he sent me the beat or the day after, I'm just going to record it and I'm gonna send it to him. And he's always like, bro, you wrote this today? Like,
yeah,
that's not even fair.
Listen. He did if I'm correct, I believe it was the Craig Mack joint. He told me at like 8 a.m, I believe. Like, yo, today, and I believe Craig Mack had just passed the day before, something like that. Anyways, He told me at like 8 a.m, like, yo, today I'm gonna do a Craig Mack joint. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm thinking it was gonna be like later on, maybe that night. Just give you some time to write the verse and all that. You feel me? But to seeing how quick he bounced back with that video, yo, I told him, like, bro, I think you an alien, my nigga. Like, straight up and down, ain't no way in hell you writing that and like every time he do it, it's like this. When he coming up with it, it's like this.
Yo, and if for anybody out there that think PA is exaggerating, as it happened, I was talking with Payne. We chat, you know, via, you know, Messenger or whatever. He said he was going to do that. I actually literally have it in visual form. He said, yo, I'm gonna do something for Craig Mack a little bit later. I'm thinking like later next week.
Yeah,
no, it was like the next day. Like,
correct.
So what PA saying is 100% accurate. So yeah, man, that's just.
But you know that's
actually now that like the 777 joint, Dre will tell you, as he's sending me these beats, 90% of the times that he send them, I'm sending him the vocals the next day. Like, and this is bare track, no hook on it, no direction, no nothing.
And that's more of what I was asking, like for the actual, not so much the Murder in Less Than 60 Seconds, but the music, the songs that you're making, the projects that you guys are working on. What's that recording process? Is it still the same way for those two?
Yeah, same way. Dre, like I let him. Like we used to, for instance, when we first hooked up, he used to always be like, but bro, what direction you want? You know, what do you need? Like now he knows, like I'm like a chameleon, bro. I wake up on my hip hop bag. I wake up in my gangster rap bag. It's just a hip hop fan. And as he sends them, we knock them out. And it seemed like we practiced the record for months before we did it.
Yo,
Correct.
They might have to check you for PDAs, man. Like the
performance
enhancing drugs.
The ill part about it though is how fast he able to to create the lyrical content, and how fast that we're able to produce the music. It matches,
right?
And it's actually not fair for some other people. I understand that, but it matches.
Yeah, like we're gonna drop a gem on y'all. Like any project you've ever heard from us, when we tell you it's coming out, the project is never done. Like usually dudes be like, yo, the project is coming out and it's done, it's wrapped up. When we tell y'all these joints is coming out, we might have 3 records done, but we know, okay, this is the release date. So that weekend, let me make sure I got it to Dre. And then Dre is just as much an animal as me, because that weekend he's gonna do 3 months worth of work in one day.
And this is something that only comes with time. Like, how long have you guys been working together?
For I say going on, I've been down south for about going on 5 years. So
yeah, I was thinking that too.
Yeah, the whole time I've been down here, and what people still don't know is we've never physically actually met each other. This has all been on the strength of the internet.
Yo, that's even crazier.
Yeah. Straight up and down.
I'm thinking like y'all childhood friends, like just this like a
we met through a mutual friend though. You know what I'm saying? Like one of my big homies, you know what I mean, that I was producing for. You know what I'm saying? That he was working with, I believe they had did a song or something of that nature. And
Hectic.
Yeah, correct.
He was like, yo, I know a dude, PA Dre, blah, blah, blah. You need to link with him. And like Dre said, I'm always like, yeah, all right, whatever. But as soon as I hooked up with I was like, yo, send me some beats. That's always my test with a producer. When I tell you to send me some beats, I want to see if you're going to send me one beat. If you send me one beat, 9 times out of 10, I'm probably not going to hit you back. Dre sent me probably 2 albums worth of beats from 5 minutes after meeting, talking to the kid. And I was like, this shit is incredible. And from that day to this day, we ain't never stopped rocking.
That's correct. You know.
Now, Chrissy, how do you, like, being the behind the scenes person? These dudes are making music, every 60 seconds. They got a new track. How are you able to keep pace with them as far as like promoting this, and like, because it seems like as soon as you promote one record, they got another record, in the tuck.
Oh, that's why we work. That's why we work together. He record, you know what I'm saying? Like Dre come up with the beats in one night. RJ will come up with the song in like an hour. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I've been in the business for 24 years. So I have a large contact list. You know what I'm saying? I know radio DJs, FM stations, internet radio, rappers, you know what I'm saying? Like all over the Philly hip hop scene. I know people worldwide, you know what I'm saying? So as soon as I get the track and especially in the earlier releases, I kept saying, I got DJs begging me for clean versions. They can't play the music because we ain't got no clean versions. So now we coming out with clean versions for everything. As soon as I get that track, I be at work, you know what I'm saying, on my break, like on my phone, just emailing that shit, distribution list, like the when you did the Def and Mumble Rap remix, I emailed like 50 DJs in like 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? That shit was all over the radio that weekend. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I'm able to get the music out. And I'm constantly networking. I'm constantly building up my contact list. You know what I mean? Trying to get that reach as far as possible. I'm working on a website. You know what I'm saying? I'm finishing up some things. I basically did the website in one night too. I didn't sleep. I just stayed up all night. You know what I'm saying? And we got to tweak some things out.
Y'all hungry. That's what
that's how we work together. You know what I'm saying? The dream team. You know what I'm saying? Supreme beings do supreme things.
That's right.
Talk to them.
That's right.
Yeah. Now I got a question. I kind of want to go down the line. I want to direct this at Orlando. Just in terms of being someone that's a creative, and you mentioned, just how long you've been doing this, but you spent a good portion of it as an MC. When it comes to producing, do you ever run out of ideas?
Nah, not really, because there's always so much inspiration. You know what I mean? Like because I'm a music fan first, so I'm constantly listening to new music, getting inspiration. And yeah, nah, I don't think so. I feel like the more you create, the more like ideas just continue just to flow. You know what I mean? It's like that's the thing about art. It's never finished. It's always going. So
do you ever keep some of it for yourself? Like I know, like as a producer, the goal ultimately is to kind of get these thoughts out of your head or get these ideas. And you know, as a producer, a lot of times when you're working with artists, you know, the goal is to make sure they have as much at their disposal as possible. Do you ever produce stuff for yourself, just for you to listen to?
Sometimes I do. Like I got a few tracks that I've actually written some songs to. Like, you know, I'm retired, but you know, sometimes I get that itch, like to write. You know what I mean? So like, there's a few joints that I keep for myself that I write to. You know what I mean? But for the most part, I give them out to like rappers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Same thing goes for you, PA. Like, is there a secret stash that you have, and not necessarily maybe rapper ready, but just something that you may want to ride around to, or something that you know that you do to kind of just get thoughts out of your head as well? Like, do you produce for yourself?
Every beat I make is in a sense for myself. You know what I'm saying? But as far as what you're talking about, I do a lot of production, a lot. Like, I mean, I'm you know, one of the main producers over here, and I also do a lot of producing for other artists that I work for. Artists pay me to produce their albums and stuff like that. So I do a lot of producing. So I don't really ever have time to just do something in a sense just to do it. Like most of the time when I do something, I know it's gonna go somewhere to somebody. You know what I mean? But I don't know. The stuff that I usually make for myself that I love, the type of artists that I work with love the same things.
Gotcha.
So, and I try to keep it, you know, true to that too. I don't want to like do too much production that, you know, my heart ain't in.
Right. Now, where do you guys find inspiration for the beats? Because I like judging from some of the beats that I've heard from you, I can guess, but I like to hear from you guys. Like, where do you find some of your biggest inspiration for the music you make?
Well, I'm gonna say one thing real quick. As far as to answer the question that I was just asked, at a time, yeah, I was stashing beats because I'm an MC too.
Right.
But I'm more focused on production.
I was gonna ask you about that, but go ahead.
What'd you say?
Don't think we wasn't gonna ask you about that. I saw some footage.
Okay. yeah. You know, I got probably like for my own albums, I probably got like 2.5, 3 albums that I just got that I'm holding on to right now, of like my own personal music. I'm holding on to it right now. You know what I'm saying? But because I'm more focused on production. But it's some amazing music. Whenever, you know, and the thing about it is like I went through phases while recording some of it. So whenever I do put the music out, people will really have a chance to see like where I was at in life. Like one of the projects I recorded in Atlanta, and I recorded the whole project there. And some of it was Atlanta inspired, and actually RJ is on that project too. And then the other project I recorded in California. You know what I'm saying? To keep it 100 with y'all, I was on a run at a point in time, so I was moving around a lot.
Hey man, you gotta...
I'm just being real with you. That's behind me now. That's behind me now. So, but yeah, I just wanted to add that in real quick.
No doubt.
Hey man, get it how you live, man. But I mean,
hey, indeed.
But Atlanta and California, 2 totally different vibes. So like, did the music reflect like because you know it's two places you get 2 totally different type of emotions and feelings when you know, well, and even within California, just depending on if you in Northern Cali or you.
I was in NorCal.
Okay.
I was in NorCal.
Shout out to the Bay. So so it's a totally different feeling than even southern part of California. So did the music reflect those feelings and that vibe that was?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I think when I was in Atlanta, it happened a bit. With a few, I tried some things with a few different songs. Like me personally, I feel like I'm an East Coast guy. You know what I'm saying? So I like my music to reflect where I'm from, but I was born in the South. My birth certificate say Memphis, Tennessee. So I do got the South in me. So it's like I never want to do anything musically where I feel like I'm selling out to being, you know, who I am. So it was like, well, being down South, my roots is in the South anyways. As long as I don't hop on no beat and start talking like I don't talk, I should be all right. So like I said, I tried a few different things, but even on that project, you know, most of that project, it sounds like it, you know, it reflects. It's just more universal. But it was maybe like two songs on that project where, like I said, it was like one of them was, you can kind of say it was strip clubby a little bit or whatever. Yeah. I don't know. I might not ever even use those two songs, to be honest with you.
Atlanta do that to you.
Huh?
Atlanta do that to you, man. You get
definitely.
Yeah, man.
But see, now on the West Coast, that was different.
Yeah,
and it was different on the West Coast because, to be honest with you, I know a lot of people ain't gonna agree with this, but I feel like West Coast and East Coast music is damn near exactly the same.
How so?
Especially more SoCal than NorCal. NorCal, they got their own. It's a certain type of sound. You know, a Bay Area rapper when you hear him. Same thing with a SoCal rapper. But as far as like content, the beats, the type of, like, say for example, Kendrick Lamar. When you hear him, you could easily confuse him for an East Coast rapper depending on what song you hear him from, and depending on what all you know about him. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. I feel like the content, you know what I'm saying, it matches a little bit more. But I feel like NorCal is more like party, but then you hear a lot of like
a lot of pimp talk.
Correct. So, you know,
Northern Cali is its own world, man. It's one of my favorite places in the world, but it's its own unique.
Exactly. And a lot of their beats are up pace, and there's another thing that I noticed about like their production, they don't use snares and claps too much. They use snaps more. Like DJ Mustard, a lot of his beats got snaps in it.
Gotcha.
You know, so it's paying attention to the sonics of you know, the cultures, different cultures and things like that.
So when we get into PA Dre as MC, when we get that out?
You know, honestly, lately I've been telling because like I said, I have projects that's done. They're great projects. It's just I would want to be able to focus the energy on that. Like, I don't want to just put it out just because I got some good music. Like I want to really focus the energy that I need to on that. You know, and right now
don't listen to Dre, man. Listen, I got a secret announcement, man. Very soon, man, we gonna have to put out an EIMG compilation joint with Orlando Benson and PA Dre.
That's see, it's out in the world now.
Hey, listen, that's the only way they can get some music out of me right now is if the good brother, you know, make that happen.
Yeah, I might come out of retirement for that one.
Yeah, definitely.
See, both of y'all sound like two brothers that's itching to come out of just like I want and I need to go back. Like y'all just,
yeah, because I love it. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I love producing a little bit more, but I do love it. Like, say for example, I love producing at a 10. I love MCing at a 9.5.
Yeah,
gotcha.
It's like.
Like MCing is a thing that just never goes away, and RJ is a testament to that, you know.
And then especially when there's constantly things going on in the world. Like me, as far as with my music is based off of real life things just like really going on. Like I can't just make something just because, you know what I'm saying? Like I like to make stuff that's really going on, and so it's like as an MC, even when you're trying to take the fallback or whatever, it's things constantly going on in the news, constantly going on in your life around you. It was therapeutic for me to write about it. You know what I'm saying? Even if nobody hears it, sometimes I record stuff just for me.
the type of skill that it takes for you to be able to unlock your words and disseminate them like that, like it's something to where once you hone it, it just doesn't go away.
Correct.
You know, like you start you whether you're thinking of a line that's dope or whether you're thinking of a scheme or, you know, just even in the way that you speak, some of the wit comes out, some of the analogies and, you know, the metaphoric terminology that you use, you know, you could just tell when somebody is an MC, just like you can tell, you know, it just comes out.
Like I want to ask you guys, how many times have you heard a song and be like, yo, I like that line, but if he said this, it would have been so much better. Like, and you hear even if it's a song or artist that you like, and you be like, yo, he should have said this because it would have made the line this much doper, or, you know, or if I was him, I would have said this. And it's just one of those things. Like when you write, my brother was right. It doesn't go away. It sticks with you with everything you do.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, all the time. Like when you're a rapper, you know what'll sound good on certain beats. So sometimes you give beats to artists and they just don't deliver, and you're like, man, if I would have had it, I would have did this.
Right.
So yeah, like sometimes it's kind of frustrating, but you kind of let the artist do their thing. Like you can give them some tips, but you know, you got to let every artist be their own artist.
But you know, it helps us as far as on the production level, because us being MCs too, you know what I'm saying, how to explain it or and how to structure it as far as how an MC could understand it. You know, me personally, I'm be honest with you, a lot of the times when I make beats, you know, I try to freestyle to it in my head or whatever like that, and especially when I'm making shit for Payne, like I don't send nothing to him unless in my head I do a little rendition and can hear him on.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
That's dope. That's dope.
1 second.
Gotta love that, man. That's a feeling that we all know.
Absolutely, all the time.
Yeah.
Chrissy Mac, you over there? We want to just make sure that we just let you know, like we can attest to what you're saying as far as you sending out the emails and you keeping everybody abreast. Like even Phil and I just noticed that, like you said, like in terms of just being on top of it. So
our inbox stay late.
Yeah, you get it at like 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, yep. That's what I'm saying.
As soon as I get it, it's in your hands.
Nah, that's
we definitely appreciate it.
Well, now when you were
saying like the remix they gave, I forget what day you gave it to me. We was on FM radio the next day.
Yeah,
I get it in the hands of the DJs right away. It's got to be heard. We ain't got the time to waste.
I saw it circulating very quickly after it was posted and it was known. So, all right, Payne, we got to talk about that now. Anybody that's familiar with the Philly hip hop scene, knows there's certain names, whether they be polarizing or whether they be, just beloved. And Reed Dollaz is one of them.
Right.
Right or wrong, hate him or love him. You can't really talk about, at least maybe what people might call the underground Philly hip hop scene without mentioning him and some of the things that he did. So to see, that connection, tell us a little bit about how that happened and that process.
Part of, me rebuilding, my brand, my name, just everything. I always said when I got to a point where I had more spotlight on me than I'm used to having, or the spotlight on me from people that really matter, that I would start shedding the light on the people that I knew needed the light. And I always knew, like you said, Reed always been a legend. He always been dope, but I kind of think that the new generation don't really know about him. And I think a lot of the celebrities and legends don't really know about him the way they should. So I just made sure as we got on this platform, he was one of the first people I reached out to, and we reached out to each other outside of music. Like we was just chopping it up just as brothers before the record. Like this is not about a record. I just want to make sure we're both good. And once we realized that we was good as, personally, the record came, and it's funny because Dre would tell you, I sent Reed the joint one day. I was like, yo, I got an idea, Death and Mumble Rap. I emailed him probably like 8 in the morning. I'm like, yo, you gotta hear it. Reed emailed me back about 9 o'clock with the verse done, just like that. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. Next thing I know, I dropped the verse. I sent it to Doo-Wop. Doo-Wop was like, it's nothing I can do. Y'all killed it. Like, y'all do what y'all did. I'm not touching it. Send it to Dre. We sent it to Dre. Dre closed it up with the perfect sample. I think he used Ari Spears, and that was it, man.
Yeah.
I think it was necessary. It was very necessary to get Reed on the record because people are not used to, one, I think, seeing people from our era doing records anymore. And most people that do know about our history know that me and him at one time had a bad vibe between us. So it was just good to just squash everything all at once.
Right. Do you think a mumble rapper is even equipped to be offended by the death of mumble rap? Like, are they even smart enough to realize that that people actually want for them to be extinct or for them to at least not be in the forefront? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. And honestly, purpose of the record really wasn't for them. Like, as I was telling people that I don't think they got it initially. It really wasn't for the mumble rappers. It was really for the people that's putting those guys in the position.
Exactly.
Like, you're gonna keep saying that this is the new wave and hip hop changed. All that's cool, but don't act like real lyricists ain't out here no more. So it was kind of us tagging at them, like, all right, well, we still out here and we're gonna prove a point and start getting at everybody. So that trickled down to Death of Mumble Rap Remix. Like, I didn't see that coming. We didn't see that coming either. I just randomly reached out to My Son, randomly reached out to Lady Luck, and it's like this thing just keep growing legs, man.
Like, that's who's actually really responsible for it. Like, if you really want to put it into a context of, that old commercial. Who in the hell let the gate open? Like, it really is like the gatekeepers. They kind of, instead of them, for lack of a better way of saying it, like just leaving the gate open for everybody to come in, when it used to be, you used to have credentials in order for you to get in. And I don't really have a problem with it. Some people do, but I think that there's levels to where you can go in a party. Any party you go to, you can't just go into the DJ booth if you don't know the DJ.
Right.
So it's a little bit of negligence on the fact that, some of this stuff is getting out there in the way that it is, and is being pushed to the forefront based off of people's agendas and how they feel they can monetize and benefit off of, the fact that people that don't know any better are going to gravitate to it.
Yeah. My brother is being so nice. It's a lot of motherfuckers that get paid to play corny shit.
Yeah.
They front
that's
like
why I said DJ booth. You got to feel me on that one, Phil. Like,
I feel you.
They getting right to it, and the DJs and the producers, they still have a lot of power over what gets heard and what gets created. Like, let's not.
Yeah, like you can't say everybody can't come up here and then have little Yachty up there. You can't say everybody can't come up there, and it's MCs that I talk to on a daily basis that would they would do a lot of work if they came up there, and for whatever reason they can't come up there. So I mean, it's always another agenda to why certain things get pushed to the forefront. That's a whole nother show that we could do. But
yeah, definitely. I know about that meeting in 91 with the record execs and all that. So it's like a lot of the shit that's happening now is just, it stems from all that. And then that's to me that's my issue with it, is like, yo, I see what's really going on. These kids, they don't know nothing about that. They don't understand that they part of a plan. You know what I'm saying? This shit was all of it was planned.
It's designed to be a certain way. Exactly.
Right. They just didn't plan on the internet giving everybody equal playing field at the same time.
That's exactly what they didn't plan for, because
they ain't been on that.
They had such a hold over it because they had the record stores and they had the way to get it to you through the radio. And then
they can show you.
Man, you got kids now that never heard a radio show in their life. Their parents don't listen to the radio and they don't listen to it.
Right.
They,
Same thing with TV. Why would I watch TV if y'all only playing these programmed shows that's the same show over and over when I can go to YouTube or Netflix and watch whatever I want? It's the same thing.
Yeah, and then watch all of it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yo, my daughter said, "Yo, I gotta wait until next week to see the Flash."
Right.
He was like,
"Oh, if you only knew."
I was like, "Yo." Okay.
So
it's
no,
crazy,
we definitely we wanted to have the team on here. We just want to just let everybody know, of course, this is Tissue and the Tape. This is episode 187, and we are talking to PA Dre. We are talking to RJ Payne. We are talking to Chrissy Mac, and we are talking to Orlando Benson. And it is EIMG that's in the building right now. So we wanted to make sure that everybody knows that. Phil, as we head towards this last third of the show, we want to make sure that we get all of our questions off and get everything. What else we got for
you brought me to my next question, which it could have been number one. EIMG, Educated Ignorance Music Group. Where does that come from? We talked a little bit about it in some of the previous episodes, but give us the background. Give us that superhero origin story. I mean, Avengers Infinity War dropped tomorrow, so we need for my hip hop Avengers, we need that origin story.
Man, I think just one day as I was part of my rebuilding, being down here in the South, as I left Philly, I was just like, I need a word or something that describe what I do without being corny. And I was like, all right, I do kind of give them knowledge, but I was like, at the same time, I come from battle rap, like, and that's pure ignorance. Like, but we love it. We love the ignorance. So I was like, educated ignorance. I'm like, it just makes perfect sense. And then to flip it, I looked at it like, you can't teach these people nothing or give them nothing without giving them the ignorance. Like, these kids out here, they don't really want to be preached to unless you come to them, ask them first. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want to be entertained. And it's like, if you're not entertaining, we don't want to hear what else you got to say either.
That's so true.
Yeah, and that's really how the Murder in Less Than 60 Seconds came about. It's all educated ignorance, because initially Dre would tell you, I really just wanted my music to all have substance, all have purpose, kind of be on my superhero crime fighting joint. That's really how I wanted to rap. But I figured out I do have a other audience from battle rap and things like that, and we got to figure out a way to please everybody, and thus educated ignorance. We'll whoop your ass with the bars, and then we'll give you some knowledge after.
The balance, the medicine and the candy.
Yeah,
exactly.
Nice. Phil, we often when we're talking to our guests, we often just like to get to know them a little bit better by asking them certain questions.
Yeah.
I think we have the right quartet here to do that with. So let's just give them a couple. We're not going to do too many, but
tit for tat.
Yeah, tit for tat, real quick. We just want to just give the people a chance to kind of just know you guys a little bit better. So here's what we do: we give you one option, we give you another option. You simply just have to choose between either one. There's no middle ground. There's no wrong answer. But we just want to just make sure that people know where you stand on certain things.
That's dope.
Chrissy Mac, ladies first. I'm gonna go ahead and just ask you this question, and then I'm gonna go to Orlando, and then I'm gonna go to Dre. When it comes to MCs, ones that are pioneers, and who would you rather listen to, or who is your favorite? Who do you think is the best? I should say. Who do you think is the best out of Rakim and out of Big Daddy Kane? Rakim. She didn't even hesitate. She didn't even hesitate.
Number one lyricism right there.
Yeah, no question. She didn't even hesitate. She just said that like a breath.
Oh no. I seen them both. No, Rakim.
Yeah, no question. Orlando, Rakim or Big Daddy Kane?
Rakim all day, man.
Okay. Dre.
Come on, man. The God Rakim.
Okay.
Come on. I mean, I feel like everybody should say that. You know what I mean? I mean, if that's what you believe.
You know, there's some people when they asked Pusha T this question, he said Big Daddy Kane. You know, so he said it unequivocally, Big Daddy Kane. Okay. So, you know,
it's a close one though.
It's close.
That's a really close one.
Because Kane brought a lot to the table too, besides just the lyricism, the style, and the way that guys came across, and you know, so there's a lot to that too.
He did a ladies only show, like at the Apollo, like where dudes couldn't even buy a ticket.
Yeah. Right.
Like, that's wild.
Right.
So Payne. Rakim with Kane.
I'm about to make everybody mad because as an MC, you know, Rakim was super dope to me, but as an MC that influenced me, it was Big Daddy Kane. I'm gonna keep it 100.
Nice.
All
right, Phil, what you got?
Because of the overall, his showmanship. Like we all know Rakim rap circles around everybody, but Big Daddy Kane, perform after him.
Right.
Yeah.
Phil, what you got for him?
Brain cells are lit. Ideas start to hit. Next to formation of words that fit. I gotta go Kane, man. Kane, that's my guy, man. I mean, all due respect to the God, but
right.
I'm a Kane. I'm Kane personally.
Yeah, I'm Kane too, all the way.
Damn, that's a 3-3 split.
I mean, you know, there's no wrong answer.
You really can't go wrong with either.
Can't go wrong, but yeah, just I know how I feel when I hear Kane. It just puts me in a different mode.
Yeah, I don't even dance, and I be ready to like hold it back.
Phil, what's the next question you want to ask him?
Yo, if I say Midnight Marauders, you say
Low End Theory. Chrissy Mac, which one of those great classic Tribe Called Quest albums do you prefer over the other?
I might have to go with Low End Theory.
Ooh. Nice. Orlando, what about you?
I'm gonna come clean. I'm not the biggest Tribe fan, so I can't even answer that question.
That's fine. That's fine. But which title do you like better? Midnight Marauders or Low End Theory?
Repeat them again.
Midnight Marauders or the Low End Theory?
The Low End Theory.
Right. As a producer, you know about highs and lows and low end and
frequency. Right.
Exactly. So I see how that would relate to you definitely. So okay, I see that. Dre.
Midnight Marauders, baby.
There we go.
That's easy.
That's what I'm talking about.
That feels right.
Yeah. Phil, we've talked about this. I think we know where Payne stands on this, but just refresh everybody. Payne, Midnight Marauders or the Low End Theory.
Low End Theory all day. That's me though.
Yeah. Phil, I know where you stand, but just let the people know.
Midnight Marauders.
Yeah, and Midnight Marauders is my favorite album of all time. So that's another 3 for 3, huh? Or it was a 4-2. Or was it 4-2? Dre said Midnight.
No, he said Midnight, so it's another 3-3.
Okay, gotcha. It's another 3.
All right. This one, I'm sure we're gonna get a definitive answer on this one.
I think so.
All right, Vod. So if I say DJ Premier, you say
Pete Rock of Mount Vernon, New York. Chrissy,
go.
Y'all gonna hate me for this one. I'm going with Pete Rock.
Ooh, right.
Production wise, I'm going with Pete Rock because you know what though? I mean, like I love Premier. Don't get me wrong, man. I'm a huge Gangstar fan ever since '89 and his first album. You know what I mean? But Premier sounds are dated.
Okay.
You can listen to Pete Rock right now that he did in the early 90s. You would not know it's, I mean, some of it, you know, it's from the early 90s, but it's classic music, like it's timeless.
That's true.
I'm sending this.
I feel as though Premier's work is
He said he's sending it to Primo. Chrissy, you all right with that?
I'm all right with that. I met Primo before. I met Primo before.
Yeah, see that ain't scaring her, Payne. She all right with that. Cool.
Man, you know where she from. That ain't no problem, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm from North.
No doubt.
Or Orlando, Primo or Pete Rock?
I'm gonna say Primo, man.
And why?
Because of what he did for Nas, because Nas is like one of my favorite MCs. So like, I think that's really why, man. Like,
okay.
I love what he did with Nas, like the legacy they created. Like,
yeah. It's undeniable.
Yeah, man.
Dre.
I'm going with Pete. I'm going with Pete Rock.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta go with Pete Rock.
Okay.
All right, we got two.
That's one of the producers that really influenced me heavy. You know what I'm saying? So, me personally, to kind of combat on what Chrissy said, I personally think Pete Rock's old production is my favorite production compared to his newer production. His newer production is good too, don't get me wrong, but his old shit, I love it. I love his old shit. And that's I go back to that. Like when I want to get inspired, or if I'm feeling like yo, I want to make something, I just need some inspiration, I'll go listen to some old Pete shit. You know what I'm saying? Some Jay Dilla and like a lot of my 90s shit, like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to find nowadays.
I was just listening to Faking Jacks this morning.
Yeah.
Classic.
All right.
My favorite Pete Rock beat, well, one of my favorite Pete Rock beat is this joint called Mind Blowing with Vinny and Mohica on it. It was on Soul Survivor.
Soul Survivor.
That's one of my favorite Pete Rock beats.
Yeah,
I actually did like an ode to that beat like a few years ago. I love it. That beat and They Reminisce Over You. Those are like my two favorite P Rock beats.
Yeah.
Actually, They Reminisce Over You is probably my favorite hip hop beat ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
those horns are crazy.
It's a perfect beat.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect song.
Shout out to Miss Vinny Mohica, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Payne. Refresh the people.
Shameless plug, by the way. RJ Payne over Pete Rock production. Record is called Old School, coming soon. Of course, Pete Rock is my answer, man. You already know.
Shameless plug. I like that.
Had to do it.
Yeah. No
so
exclusive, ladies and gentlemen. Just in case you didn't hear that, he did say that.
He did just stun on us real heavy with the Pete Rock production. You know what I mean? Hopefully that's in the inbox tomorrow, Chrissy. You know what I mean? But
yeah, Phil, what you got?
All right, so I think if I know my brother, I think we're gonna have another tie. Cause I got Primo.
Yeah.
Damn.
Cause Primo made Mass Appeal, and he made New York State of Mind, and he made
he made Dwick.
But Pete made The World Is Yours.
Ooh. Pete Rock made some stuff he don't get credit for.
Oh yeah, like Juicy. But never mind, we ain't gonna talk about that.
yeah.
I've heard that.
Yeah, there's a more up-tempo version of Juicy, and they just slowed it down. Never mind, but yeah, that's Pete Rock.
It's Pete Rock.
Yeah, okay. He gave the Hitman the sample.
All right, so we got three. We've got three that we did, 3 for 3. It's only right that we just break the tie. One last final one. What you got for us?
We always end here. So if I say Ether, you say
Take Over. Chrissy Mac. Which one?
Damn. I don't have a quick response for that one.
Yeah, you gotta think about it a little bit.
You better choose right, woman.
Wow.
If she says anything other than Ether, her words have nothing to do with EIMG.
You already know it's Ether. You already know it because you know me.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm going with Ether.
Okay. And since you said that, you think that Nas won? Is that what you're telling us?
What he won, or after that came out? Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just checking. You know.
Even though he ended up working for the Bull, but
Orlando.
I gotta say Ether.
Oh man, come on, man.
Thank you.
I mean, Nas is my favorite rapper, so I'm a little biased.
Yeah.
My name is Philmatic, but
at the same time, like you can't deny that Nas won. Like,
I'll give you some bars on why I think he didn't. But go ahead.
Nah, he got that. So we got three for Ether, really, because we already know what Payne said.
All right, Dre.
Dre, it's on you, man.
This is a tough one. Those are my two favorite rappers right there.
Yeah.
Let me see. Listen, I would say Ether, but it could have been Takeover. It could have I feel like Takeover is the better song. But I feel like Ether was more. Put it like this: on Takeover, Jay-Z only had one verse about Nas.
Yeah.
Nas' whole song was about Jay. So you see how that you have to give it to Ether.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? But I feel like if Jay would have did a whole song about Nas to that Ether beat, it would have went to Jay in my opinion.
Well, you guys.
And then I also feel like too, even with the battle, they cheated a little bit to keep it 100. To keep it all the way 100. When they did the battle, they did Ether versus Super Ugly. They didn't put it up against Takeover.
Yeah,
and it came out too late. It came out late, remember?
Yeah. So I feel like they should have compared Ether. They should compare Ether and Takeover. They should have did it like that. If they was gonna compare Super Ugly to anything, they should have compared that to Nas' Stillmatic Freestyle. They both was freestyle songs.
Right.
So it didn't go that way. So so my answer is Nas, but I think it could have easily went to Jay if he would have dedicated a whole song to Nas. Or if he would have battled him with the what's the song off the Blueprint 2 album?
It's the title track.
It's the title track.
Yeah, that joint. That he would have bodied him with that.
Blue, I can't even say it because Universal is never mind. But they be on their shit. But yeah, all right. So
if you don't understand them, it don't mean that it's nice.
That's right.
Is it Uchiwali or is it One Mic? Yo, yeah. So there was all kinds of crazy bars in it. But what me and Vod have always said is that we felt that Takeover is the actual better song.
It is.
As far as if you just comparing the songs,
that's what made it hard to pick.
Right.
And so being that Takeover is the better song, I always go with the music. Like what Nas said was one thing, because I feel like if somebody smacked the shit out you, which is what Jay kind of did with Takeover, you're supposed to fight back and you're supposed to bring everything you got, and that's what Nas did with Ether. So
right.
So my other point about this is just real quick. People always criticize Jay for being commercially motivated, and everything he did was monetarily based. You know, he did everything about this and that. He had this song on here for this, for the radio, for the ladies, and and he never really, took it to the essence like Nas did. That's what Nas always to the essence. Well, there's nothing in Payne, you could attest to this. There's nothing that takes it back to the essence more than the battle, right?
Facts.
So the fact that he looked, not only did he look Nas in the eye, but he looked Prodigy in the eye. He looked
had a half a bar for 50.
Yeah, had a bar.
J.O. Felony caught some jabs too.
But he looked X in the eye too. And he looked Kiss in the eye, but he looked the other way with that one. But but I'm just saying, at that point, the reason why Takeover,
check your own videos, you always be number 2.
The reason why Takeover is such an important record is because I think it really did wake Nas up.
It did.
He was in a state where he had a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, and it almost could have gotten to the point where we only could have had maybe a couple of projects from him that were of his potential, and
right.
With that kind of awakening, it brought us, Stillmatic, and it brought us, a lot more years of his career that may not have necessarily gone that way if he didn't get elevated by someone that he You know, he didn't have any peers at that point. You know, Pac was gone, Nas was gone. He didn't have any peers. And, you know, he was kind of operating on his own, and Jay in that battle and everything kind of just placed things into perspective. But we said all that to say we just wanted people to get a better idea of who you guys were. You know, we definitely appreciate the time that you spent with us. Phil, if we have a couple last sentiments, questions that we need to get out, let's go ahead and do that so that we can definitely get this prepared for the people, because this is episode 187 and we are talking to EIMG. Let's do it, Phil.
You already know, man. I just want to, first, shouts out to y'all for continuing to for a grassroots building of not only a label but a movement. So definitely shout out to y'all. But I want each of you to let the people know where they can find you. Because one of the things is always connecting with the people that appreciate quality hip hop music. So each one of y'all just go down the line, let them know where they can find y'all on social media, and you know, any other things you may want to let the audience know.
Yeah, Chrissy, if people want to reach out to you, how can they get to you?
Okay, they can find me on Instagram at Chrissy Mac 78, CHRISSYMAC 78. And like I said, I'm building a website right now. So come May 7th, you know what I'm saying, you could go directly to RJ Payne, PAYNE.com. And everything gonna be on there.
Word.
There it is.
You can find me on.
Let me say this real quick. I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but let me say this real quick because I get inboxes and DMs filled with this. I'm not managing nobody else but RJ Payne. So just save the email.
We already tried, yo. We already tried.
Oh no. I mean, like, my show be full every day.
Listen, let me interrupt y'all. That might need to happen, but that's another story.
Ooh, okay. Hey,
we'll take that off the air.
Yeah.
But okay. Well, now I'm off my team. Orlando, go.
Yeah. You could. My name is the same on all social media. At Orlando Benson, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You can follow me on SoundCloud. Sometimes I post beats on there. So yeah.
But are you on Christian Mingle though? Is what the people want to know.
Nah.
I'm just. Don't mind me.
I didn't make my account yet. No.
There's a 30-day free trial, so you can.
Yeah, man. Farmers only too. They buy beats on Farmers Only.
Y'all got to stop.
Beats, beats. Dre.
Bad jokes.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at PA_Dre_beats, and on Instagram it's PA_Dre_of_the_pronoun.
And if we get 100 retweets, we'll get an exclusive single from you.
Oh man, of course. Man. Let's make that happen. All
right, see now I gotta call in the special forces so we can
let's make that happen. I give y'all something special. You feel me? I give y'all something special. Got Payne on it too. You feel me?
Ooh. All right, Payne. How can the people get in touch with you, man?
Man, all social media. I am RJ Payne. May 7th. IamRJPayne.com. Quick couple of announcements, man. Y'all was hyped. We was talking about Reed Dollars, early in the conversation. So, on behalf of my bro PA Dre, I'll be the first to say, look forward soon, man. Not right now, but soon, man. RJ Payne, Reed Dollars, and Eddie Morris. Soon.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Very soon.
That's happening. That's happening.
Yeah, definitely happening. Another announcement: DJ Doo-Wop is officially the tour DJ for RJ Payne for now on.
The Bounce Master.
Yeah, definitely shout out to the Bounce Master. Another announcement, man. We didn't cover this. I don't know how. Super group. Untouchables, RJ Payne, Lord Tariq, PA Dre, DJ Doo-Wop. Project coming this summer.
That's not even fair, yo. Yo, I saw
Lord Tariq.
Oh,
yeah.
Shout out to Lord Tariq, man. He just followed us today.
Yeah. Underrated.
Yo, he was the first person I ever heard on a doo-wop tape.
Yeah,
the very first person in 1994. It was
ironic.
He was the first person ever. He opened up the tape. I mean, obviously other than doo-wop, but as far as rapping, it was him and it was Unique.
Right.
In the Bounce Squad.
I remember.
Yeah. I got it somewhere around here too.
Hey, Payne.
But yo,
can I add to that?
Go ahead, bro.
I ain't gonna get into too much detail. You feel me?
Go ahead.
I ain't gonna get into too much detail, but hey, listen, I want to say this real quick. We got a project. I ain't gonna get into too much detail, but we got a project, y'all. It's gonna change hip hop.
And we got two words. 2 words. No titles, just 2 words. Get out. And y'all make one of that.
It's gonna change hip hop. I promise you. There's nobody has ever did an album the way that this is about to come out.
Okay.
That's all I can say.
You heard it here first, everybody.
Yeah, man.
And all the beats is done for it already.
Oh, let's go.
That's how we work. We actually working on what Payne was 3 albums right now, 3 or 4 albums right now at one time.
Yeah, definitely.
People don't know that we work on multiple albums at one time.
Y'all,
and then just playing them out like that. But we got something that's coming that's gonna blow your mind away. Just watch. Watch.
See, my brothers always say that I work on different time. How many hours are in y'all day? I feel like it might be like
25.
It might be like 34 hours in y'all day.
Yeah.
I mean,
you got to start early, man. I'll be up at 5:30 in the morning at the table writing, man, for like 5:30, 6:30 every morning.
Yeah, B. That's what I do too. I'll be up.
I'll be working, man. That's the order though. May 7th, once again, 777, hosted by Doo-Wop, produced totally by PA Dre, features Reed Dollars, My Son, Lady Love, Lord Tariq. Right after that, we following up with the album that we talk about, we can't get into, and then we gonna finish off the summer with that Untouchables project.
We'll have y'all back for that because I feel like that needed. I didn't want to go too deep into that because I feel like that needs to be a whole nother show specifically for that. Today was about the 4 of y'all.
Y'all love movies.
Totally different.
I know y'all love movies, so all I'm gonna tell y'all, if you love movies, y'all gonna love what we about.
You gonna love this.
No doubt.
Yeah. Hey, but listen, remember this conversation. Feel me? Remember this conversation and me saying that we the first people to ever do what we're about to do. So if you see anybody after this, you know where it came from. Because nobody has did what we're about to do.
Well, y'all already know the sharks in the water, so y'all already know it's going. We gonna see it other places, but yeah, man, this is Tissue in the Tape. This is episode 187. The competition is getting murdered by the Educated Ignorance Music Group. 777 is on its way. By the time you hear this, it should be just one day away.
Hey, you said one word that we don't really believe in.
What's that?
Competition.
Talk to him. I like it.
You know what I mean?
Nice.
I don't believe in that.
No doubt. We want to thank everybody. Thank you again, Chrissy, Orlando, Dre, Payne, the whole crew. Looking forward to this next project, and the rest of the projects are on the way, and we will definitely continue to be in touch. And we just wanted to thank y'all again.
No doubt. We appreciate y'all for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Y'all brothers have a good night, man.
Shout out to the whole
squad.
Salute to y'all too. Thank you. All right,
Peace.
now. Easy.
Peace.
Yeah, Vod, that was the whole squad.
Nah, we definitely and we definitely got our money's worth in terms of the Educated Ignorance music group and everything that goes behind that. We got the behind the scenes. We got the behind the scenes as far as from the management standpoint. You know, so we got the MC, you know, and that's only right because we are home with the MC.
Beats, rhymes, and business.
That's right. So it's only right that we were able to get that done. But again, Philmatic, take us out with the fader.
Okay, gang. Once again, shout out to EIMG 777 out May 7th. And you know how we do. Work for the money, live for the love, and die for what you believe in. This is Tissue and the Tape, home of the MC. Please, always respect, heed, hold this.